Our top focus, all eyes on national cricket selectors who will be announcing India's World Cup squad today. The selectors have an arduous task of picking the right combination of players who will be able to defend the World Cup title for India. The focus will be on players who will be able to perform in Australian conditions. The selectors will also have to go by current form, which makes the selection even more interesting as players like Murli, Vijay and Yuvraj Singh are now in contention. Fitness will also be a key concern, especially since all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja is nursing a shoulder injury. Jadeja is hopeful of making a comeback by the end of January, which rules him out for the Tri-Series before the World Cup. But it remains to be seen if he will be given a green signal. The team for the World Cup will also have to play in the Tri-Series between India, Australia and England. The selection meeting is expected to begin at 1 p.m, which means it's already begun now. India's one-day captain MS Dhoni will join the meeting via video conferencing from Sydney. Let's get a word from our correspondent Rasesh Madani, who's with us live from outside the BCCI headquarters in Mumbai. Rasesh, the meeting, I believe, has now begun. A lot of pressure on the selectors to pick the right squad to defend India's World Cup title.
Yes, it's one of the most talked about selection meetings. Although World Cup selections often start months before the actual selection meet, but it's imperative that the selectors get it right. This time around, India may be going in as defending champions, but these will be completely different conditions. Australia and New Zealand. India play 4 of their games in Australia, 2 in New Zealand, and so it's important they get their combination right. Which will be the talking points? I think one of the talking points as far is always the fitness update. Ravindra Jadeja is the only person whose fitness is in doubt. The fresh update is that physio Nitin Patel, who's one of the physios of the BCCI medical team, has come and submitted the report to the selectors, and the word is that he isn't fit as yet. He's only going to start throwing next week, but he's expected to be fit in time for the World Cup. But highly unlikely that he will play the Tri-Series. The call that the selectors in case of Jadeja will have to make is whether they pick an unfit Jadeja, assuming that he'll be fit in time for the World Cup, or whether they go in for a younger version of a Jadeja. One may say so, someone like an Akshar Patel, who's also 20-year-old and has done almost the same sort of thing and received a lot of praise in the series that he's played in. I think that's one of the talking points. The other big talking point would be whether Yuvraj Singh can make a grand comeback. He's the man who won India at the World Cup in 2011, and since the time he lost his place in the probables list, he wasn't named in the list. He's done everything right. He's picked up, he scored 300s in domestic cricket, but the crucial question that will be asked in the selection committee meeting room is he a better option than someone like an Ambati Raidu? Is he a better option than a much younger looking Murli Vijay? The statistics may say so, but the team management, the captain in particular, Dhoni should also have a positive answer to that. If Dhoni has still got his doubts, then I'm not sure if the selectors will force someone like an Yuvraj in it. But I think Yuvraj will be one of the talking points. He was when the probables list was announced, and he will once again be. I think he's the only one outside the list of probables who will come in contention and would be considered seriously.
Absolutely, Yuvraj Singh back in contention after those 3 consecutive centuries in Ranji cricket. Ashish, I also want to ask you who the top bowlers who are likely to be picked up today.
Yes, bowling is something, it's tricky. India undoubtedly have a good one-day team, a good list of batsmen, perhaps one of the better batting lineups around. But bowling is something that the selectors would need to get right. It isn't India's strength. In Australian conditions, they need to get the seamers right. Whether they go in with 5 seamers or 4 seamers and 3 spinners is something that they'll have to look at. I think the likes of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Ishant Sharma, Umesh Yadav, and they will be front runners. They are expected to be picked. Whether they go in with someone like a Varun who's got pace but leaks a lot of runs is something that they'll have to take a call on. Mohit Sharma is someone, the seamer from Haryana, who's done really well. He's performed in time. He's picked up a hat-trick today, including the wicket of Virendra Sehwag. So I think that might just play a crucial role as well. Or maybe someone like a Stuart Binnie. I think that's the other option if they want to go in with a seam all-rounder. But again, Binnie is someone who the sense one gets is, and what one picks up is, Dhoni hasn't in the past had a lot of confidence in him. So I think that's the decision the selectors will have to make, whether to try and pick an extra spinner, in which case someone like a leg spinner Karan Sharma comes in, or go with the tried and tested 5 seamers, considering that it is Australian conditions. If that happens, then I think Mohit Sharma may be a front runner there.
Absolutely, the selectors have a difficult task at hand as they try to pick the right combination. Ashish, stay on with us. Here's a look at former Indian captain Saurav Ganguly's top 15.
Yeah, my final 15 would be Ajinkya Rahane, Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Yuvraj Singh, Suresh Raina, MS Dhoni. 7, Ravindra Jadeja. 8, Ravichandran Ashwin. 9, and Ambati Raidu 10, and my 5 quicks would be Mohammad Shami, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Ishant Sharma, Umesh Yadav and Dhaval Kulkarni. My would be Yuvraj Singh stroke Murli Vijay. I doubt whether Yuvraj Singh would be picked. So if Yuvraj Singh is not picked, it's going to be Murli Vijay. I will be surprised if Yuvraj Singh is picked in the squad. As much as we want him to be picked in the squad, and as much as I believe that he would be the X factor and his big match temperament, I would also be surprised.
Right, we have with us Asish Mandani, who's with us live from outside the BCCI headquarters in Mumbai. Asish, tremendous pressure on Captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni as well. He managed to lead India to the World Cup last time around. He's reportedly not present at the meeting, but he will be in touch with the selectors via a video link from somewhere else.
Yes, so Dhoni is in Australia right now. He's of course, with the team. He only announced his retirement in the previous Test match. So he's here, he's in Sydney, and he'll be joining in by video conference. But I think Dhoni's inputs would be crucial. I think it's something that the selectors would be mindful of as well. You're right in saying that there's an interesting situation. Dhoni just announcing retirement from Test match cricket. Does he still have the same sort of clout in the one-day team? Does he have a long-term plan in place? Is he serious about continuing to play one-day cricket for a long time? Have the dynamics within the team changed? I think all those questions will weigh heavily, but this BCCI has made it clear that Dhoni will be the captain for the World Cup, which means the selectors would want to look at his views seriously. And we've known that Dhoni's had some personal choices which all captains have, and Ravindra Jadeja, someone who's played regularly under Dhoni, so you may vouch for him. Dhoni in the past has been taken a position about not looking back to the older pros, which sort of weakens Yuvraj's chances a bit. But yes, I think Dhoni's views would be looked upon very seriously, because in a World Cup situation, the selectors do not want to give the captain a team which he does not want, because eventually the choice of picking the final 11 from the 15 lies with the captain.
Absolutely. Yes, thanks so much for that update. We're going to keep coming back to you for more. This is the big story. We're tracking the Indian squad for the World Cup to be announced today.